You ever sit at your desk, open your book, stare at the first line, and suddenly you're like, why is this not going inside my brain? Yeah, same. Welcome to the club. So let's talk about why your studying is not working. Because trust me, it's not because you're dumb. It's because the way you're studying is kind of toxic. Like a situationship that looks cute from the outside but is actually ruining your life quietly. Let me expose the red flags. You know when you wait for the perfect time to study? Okay, I'll start after I shower. Actually, after I eat. Wait, my room isn't clean. Let me rearrange my entire life first. Girl, studying is not an event. It's not your birthday. It's not supposed to come with balloons, candles, and a 3-hour prep time. When you treat studying like something huge and dramatic, your brain stays passive, like it's a guest at a party, instead of actually doing anything. Let's be honest, motivation is cute for 2 days. Then it dips, ghosts you, blocks you, never replies again. Meanwhile, your exams are still coming. So if you sit there like, I don't feel like studying today, I'll start when I feel motivated again. Bro, you're gonna be waiting until the next century. Motivation is inconsistent. Discipline is the only one who shows up every day like a loyal dog. You ever try watching a lecture while scrolling through TikTok, while opening 12 tabs, while taking notes you don't actually understand? That's not multitasking. That's you switching tasks really fast and calling it productivity. Every time you switch tasks, your brain loses focus for a few seconds. Multiply that by 300 switches? Congratulations, you just studied for 2 hours and learned absolutely nothing. Your brain can do many things, but not at the same time. It's not a CPU. It's a confused potato. Listen, I love cute notes. I love stationery. But some of y'all spend 45 minutes drawing a title with 12 colors and 3 minutes actually understanding the topic. Like, babe, your notes look like a Pinterest board, but meanwhile, your brain is empty. Like, pretty notes don't equal understanding. Your brain doesn't care if your heading has a drop shadow. It cares whether the information actually makes sense. If you study for 6 hours but understand 10%, that is not a flex. Time doesn't mean progress. Studying longer doesn't mean studying better. Some people study for 1 hour and get more done than someone who studies for 5. Because the goal isn't to sit there, the goal is to learn. If your studying isn't working, it's not because you're not studying enough, it's because you're studying wrong. All right, now that we've exposed all your toxic study habits, like we're doing a whole intervention, it's time to fix them. And the first thing you need to change is this. You need to dump rote learning immediately. Rote learning is that one friend who's fun for like 5 minutes, then ruins your GPA. Active learning? Babe, that's the smart, stable, mature partner you should have been with from day one. So let's talk about one of the easiest, most powerful active learning tricks ever. 1. The comparison method. Okay, imagine this. Your brain is like a closet. If you just throw random clothes inside, obviously it becomes a mess, right? Everything mixes together. You can't find anything. That's rote learning. But when you compare things, when you put them next to each other, your brain suddenly goes, oh, so this is different from that. Got it. Comparison is basically teaching your brain how to organize information instead of stuffing everything in one drawer. Let me give you the vibe. You're learning something like mitosis versus meiosis, capitalism versus socialism, theories versus laws, bacteria versus viruses. If you just memorize them separately, you'll forget 80% by tomorrow morning. But if you compare them, it sticks like glue. Here's how I want you to do it. Step 1. Take 2 concepts that are confusing. Step 2. Don't memorize them. Instead, ask, what's the difference? What's the similarity? Which one is easier? Which one is more logical? How would I explain the difference to a 10-year-old? Suddenly, your brain starts working. Your brain loves spotting differences. It's literally wired for that. And here's the funniest part. Sometimes you think a chapter is hard, but the moment you compare it with something else, you're like, wait, that's it? That was supposed to be scary? Comparison takes the fear out of studying. It helps your brain build files instead of chaos. It forces understanding instead of memorizing. It saves hours of revision because you actually get it in one sitting. And this is just method 1. We're just warming up. 2. The similarity method, aka your brain's favorite cheat code. The comparison method was all about spotting differences. Now we flip the script. This one is about spotting the same vibe in different topics. Here's the truth nobody told you in school. Your brain learns new things by linking them to old things. If something feels hard, it's usually because your brain has nothing to attach it to yet. That's where the similarity method comes in. Think of it like this. You hear one heartbreak song, suddenly every heartbreak song makes sense. Why? Same pattern, same energy, same storyline. Your brain loves patterns. So when you study, don't treat each chapter like some alien planet. Just ask, what does this remind me of? Have I seen this vibe before? Which older topic is similar to this? Because trust me, every chapter has a cousin somewhere else. Math formulas, same structures. Grammar rules, same behaviors. Once you see the pattern, your brain goes, oh, familiar territory. And boom, the chapter stops being scary. Why it works? Like magic. Your brain is lazy, in a cute way. It hates starting from zero. So when you say, hey, this new topic is basically a remix of that old one, your brain relaxes and learns faster. Toppers do this automatically. They don't memorize from scratch. They stack knowledge like Legos. This method makes studying feel lighter, faster, and 10x easier. It saves brain energy, it saves time, and honestly, it saves your grades. 3. Mind maps, aka the study hack that makes everything look easy. Now that your brain can spot differences and patterns, it's time to make your notes look like you actually know what you're doing, without spending 3 hours making some aesthetic Pinterest masterpiece. Think of a mind map like a brain tree. Main topic equals trunk, key ideas equals branches, details equals little leaves. Why it works? Your brain is visual. It remembers connections way better than long, depressing paragraphs. Because let's be real, when you're staring at a wall of text, your brain just closes the tab and starts doodling cats. Mind maps fix that. How to do it? Super simple. 1. Write your main topic in the center. 2. Draw big branches for the main ideas. 3. Add smaller branches for details. 4. Use arrows, colors, symbols, whatever makes your brain go, oh yeah, I remember that. Suddenly, chapters stop feeling like chaos. They turn into a story. Everything connected, everything making sense. When your brain sees relationships, memory sticks 10 times faster. You understand instead of cram, you save hours, and honestly, it's fun. You're literally building a mini version of the chapter inside your notebook. 4. Stop and recite. Active learning's god-tier hack. We've spotted differences, found patterns, and drawn mind maps that look smarter than we feel. Now it's time for the method that exposes whether you actually understand or you're just staring at the page like it's pretty. Stop and recite. The simplest, fastest, and honestly the most savage study hack. Here's the move. You read a paragraph. Then you stop. Close the book. No peeking, no scrolling, no acting like you're busy studying. Just talk. Explain what you read out loud to your wall, your cat, your pillow, your imaginary audience, whomever. Why it works? Your brain gets called out instantly. If you can explain it, you understood it. If you stutter, freeze, or go blank, boom, weak spot identified. No sugarcoating, no fake studying, just pure, honest learning. Stop and recite equals active recall, the #1 scientifically proven method for remembering anything. No highlight pens, no rewriting paragraphs, no extra effort, just your brain actually doing the job. Do this for 1 week and your memory will feel illegal. 5. Practice questions. All right, listen carefully, because this is the step most students skip and then wonder why their marks don't move. You've read the chapter, you've compared concepts, you've found patterns, you've made mind maps, you've recited out loud like a mini professor, and then you think, I got this, I'm ready for the exam. Nope, absolutely not. Studying without practice questions is like trying to learn swimming by reading a book about water. You know the theory, but can you actually swim? Exactly. That's why practice questions are non-negotiable. And the best part? They make studying weirdly fun and addictive. Why they work? Practice questions show you what you actually know, not what you think you know. They force your brain to recall. They expose your weak spots instantly. They train your brain the exact way the exam will test you. They're like mini exams that make the real exam feel easy. And here's the secret. It's not about solving 50 questions fast. It's about understanding every single one. Toppers don't just read. They practice again and again. Once you make practice questions a habit, your confidence jumps. You walk into exams calm, prepared, and fully in control. Reading is step 1. Reciting is step 2. Practice questions are the step that locks everything into your brain. 6. Mnemonics. All right, let's get sneaky with your brain for a second. You've compared, you've found patterns, you've mapped, recited, and practiced. But sometimes things still don't stick. Dates, lists, formulas, sequences, your brain just goes, nope, not today. That's where mnemonics come in. Basically a cheat code for your memory. What are mnemonics? Mnemonics are fun little tricks. They turn boring information into something your brain actually likes. It can be a rhyme, a song, an acronym, a weird story, anything that sticks. Examples: biology, taxonomy. Dear King Philip came over for good soup. Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. See, the boring stuff becomes a mini story, and your brain remembers stories way better than plain words. Your brain loves patterns. It loves stories. It hates raw information. Mnemonics make long lists stick instantly. They replace stress with one tiny mental hook. And here's a pro tip. Make your own mnemonics. They're 10 times more effective because your brain created the connection. 7. Spaced repetition. All right, we've reached the grand finale of active learning. You've compared, you've found patterns, you've made mind maps, you've recited, practiced, and hacked your memory with mnemonics. But here's the truth. If you study something once and never look at it again, your brain will throw it straight in the trash. That's where spaced repetition comes in, the method that beats the forgetting curve and makes your brain remember things for the long term. What is spaced repetition? Think of your memory like a leaky bucket. If you pour all the water at once, it spills. But if you pour slowly, wait, pour again, wait again, eventually the bucket fills. That's spaced repetition. You review the same information at spaced intervals, so your brain finally says, oh, this is important. I'm keeping it. Day 1, learn it. Day 3, review. Day 7, review again. Day 14, review. Day 30, final review. Simple, but insanely effective. Your brain forgets fast. Spaced repetition stops that. It's efficient. No more rereading your entire book, just short, targeted reviews. It builds confidence. By exam time, nothing feels new. And each review strengthens your memory like another layer of glue. Just remember, don't skim, don't glance, actively recall every time. And for once, your studying actually sticks. All right, babes, that was the final method. So now you've got all 7 of the tools that actually make studying work, not just look aesthetic. These are literally the secret weapons that turn messy, unorganized study sessions into something your brain can actually remember. And listen, there is so much more I want to teach you. Your environment, your sleep system, how to stop getting sleepy while studying, how to understand instead of just finishing, and how to become that I just study version of yourself. But if I pack all of that into one video, this would turn into a whole Netflix episode. So we're going to break it down section by section in part 2. Trust me, you're going to love it. It's going to make studying 10 times easier and your results so much better. Thank you so much for watching, babe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drink some water, and please go use at least one of these methods today. I swear your brain will thank you. I'll see you in part 2, where we'll dive deeper. Bye.